Guys, YouTube is at it again. Now they're targeting Smugalana and Leaflet. Surprising. I don't know what's going on, but even I am experiencing weird numbers. Of course, this could just be another low, right? I'm a small channel, so like it's not that deep. But it is a bit weird how there's a weird drop off in impressions on every video I post. That's a bit odd. That's not normal usually. So I don't know. It's weird. Also, please consider liking and subscribing, right? That's right now the best thing you can do to support me and everyone else, by the way. Subscribe to everyone in this case involved, right? Because I saw Smugalana, subscribe to her, subscribe to Leaflet, but probably if you're subscribed to me or you watch me, you probably are subscribed to those two anyways, and Ref, of course. Might as well throw a drop in there. Yeah, something is very wrong, and something is definitely wrong. Overall, we can't just look at things and it's like interesting, okay? Numbers have been dropping, views have been dropping, people's videos no longer get pushed out to what's the word? To only to the subscribers and nobody else anymore. We have people being flagged for inauthentic content, right? That's something that I fear as well, being flagged for that, which would be bad and insane, because I don't know what I would need to do then, because of course I would harass YouTube on Twitter, I guess. That's all I really could do. Anyways, we'll go in. I have no idea what to expect here, but I think I already know where this is going. I've seen the Leaflet thing actually. I just don't know what's with Smugalana, so we'll go in. We'll go in.
Hey, what's up guys, Ruff here. So you know it's a pretty bleak situation when on any given day I can make a video talking about major issues going on with YouTube as a platform. There has been a whole slew of cases recently where YouTubers are being negatively impacted largely due to the efforts of YouTube's AI moderation. And unfortunately today is no exception to that. We're going to be talking about some more content creators, in particular VTubers, who are being negatively and unfairly targeted by YouTube's AI moderation.
I wouldn't say that it's VTubers being VTubers in particular aren't being targeted. It's everyone. It's crazy, right? It's everyone. There's people who do like completely normal commentary content, right? Completely normal, right? And they get flagged for inauthentic content because the AI moderation is weird. They also had an issue recently where if you open a tab, it would just make a RAM go ballistic, like 7 gigabytes of RAM for a tab. It would make the browser freeze. It would make it would make everything freeze. It is crazy. That wasn't YouTube's end, by the way. It is so interesting.
System. Now,
also, I don't believe that a single human works at this company. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe that. I don't think a single person works at this company. I mean, I've seen it, right? It's just AI response after AI response after AI response, right? You only get a response by a human reviewer after you make insane noise on Twitter. I'll be real, it is insane. It is garbage.
over the past couple of days, we have talked a lot about one particular issue, and that is the full-scale channel demonetization many creators are facing. Hundreds of channels have lost their monetization due to AI.
See, and I find it hilarious, right? YouTube demonetizes creators for inauthentic content in AI crackdown, right? The thing is, there's a lot of AI channels that still make money. How do you explain that away? Is that inauthentic? Because, like, right, the definition of inauthentic is mass-produced or repetitive inauthentic content, right? But like the thing is like the thing is like when we look at this, right, and that's the problem. They say it's not inauthentic if there's human involvement. Technically, that falls for AI because there is human involvement. The person behind the screen wrote a prompt. That is human involvement. So what do it's like? You need to be a lot more clearer. You need to be a lot more clearer. If you want to crack down on AI, let's say you do want to, you have to specifically target only content that's fully made with AI. Because apparently, and like, when will the AI be able to stop being able to differentiate what's even AI generated and what's not? right? When will that be possible? When will that be like? There will be a moment where like the AI, like YouTube's AI, will not be able to differentiate. So what do you do?
Moderation from YouTube flagging their channel as inauthentic content, basically telling these very real channels run by human beings that their content is so regurgitated and so mass produced and inauthentic that there is no human involvement whatsoever. Obviously, if you checked out these actual channels for yourself, you would realize within seconds these are real channels run by real people, but the AI moderation system is flagging these channels left and right, and YouTube is not doing a very good job at fixing these problems. And also, don't look to the media or anything like that to help you out because nobody is reporting on this, which I find very suspicious. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about some related issues, especially with AI moderation on YouTube, involving the VTubers Smugglana and Leaflet, who their content I enjoy. I've reacted to them and covered them before, and they've reacted to some of my videos.
The thing is this, right? This hits Kitsunero. This hits Rosie Bell. This hits essentially every VTuber that does a little bit of React content or even commentary content, right? It hits everyone that does that. It's not like it's particularly inauthentic, right? Because like, see, I yap a lot. I yap insane amounts, right? I turn a 20-minute Asmongold clip that I react to like 20 minutes because I also like to lose the point, lose the plot occasionally, right? But like, right? It's not like this is super inauthentic. This is not like this is as a Sniper Wolf levels of reaction where like so cool and then like moving on, right? This is not what it is, right? We are reacting, right? But we also definitely doing commentary. So we at least putting more effort in and are being more authentic than AI, if it could. Anyways.
And I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of them, and they're unfortunately being targeted by YouTube and their AI moderation system, just like these other channels we've been talking about. So let's begin with Leaflet. This is a very cut and dry case where Leaflet recently had a video removed from their YouTube channel, and they were hit with a strike, which is a very big deal when it comes to a YouTube channel. Now let's hear the context, because I heard about this on stream yesterday, but I did not know the context. But Leaflet today has made this tweet describing the situation while tagging Team YouTube and trying to get some answers and some corrections to these clear errors. So Leaflet says, at Team YouTube, you're removed and given a strike on one of my recent videos due to harassment and cyberbullying policy, which according to you, and I quote, content that targets someone with prolonged insult.
That's the insane thing, right? So, I should not be punished if I react to a video that was there that is on YouTube. I should not be punished for that because you allow the video to be on the platform. So if I react to this video and you punish me for it, then the original creator of that video should be punished as well. They are not consistent with this. I reacted to a video where a not so nice person was covered, right? And it wasn't a strike, but right, I got blocked from live streaming for 7 days, right? And the interesting part is the original video is still up. Mine wasn't allowed to be up, right? And they afterwards even said that it was their mistake, right? They never said it was just they said it was just their mistake. And I'm gonna be honest, I think we need a way to coexist, which is that I think that if you get falsely flagged, you should be compensated. I don't know how, I don't know why. Maybe push the video back into the algorithm actively, right? Maybe calculate what the video would have gotten as an average view, like maybe calculate the views in the average, like the average views on the last video, and give that in monetary value. I don't care, but something needs to be done because this is no longer tolerable, and this is no longer feasible. Not only that, we have a problem where content creators get demonetized, but they still play ads on their videos, which is essentially, if you want to go by that, really just theft. Yes, this company is stealing from you if you get demonetized as a creator, because they will still run ads. And that doesn't, like, even consider all the nonsense that has been going on with AdSense as well. Because that's nonsense too. That's also not something that's really included, right?
Or slurs based on their intrinsic attributes. This includes, but is not limited to, content that is uploaded with the intent to shame, deceive, or insult a minor. So they say the minor in question and the video in question is where Simone H. Collins plays with his kids and in one instance calls them little bastards as an affectionate nickname. Policing how parents express love to their children, what was obviously happening in the scene, feels deeply dystopian. Many of us have memories of being called things like little monsters with affection, and trying to reframe that as abuse is ghoulish. I hope this was just some kind of mistake or an action by an overzealous moderator. If this is indeed against the rules, please tell us plainly that you think this kind of endearing moment is too far for your policies. And this is the clip. I'm not even going to play it. You can see what's happening here, right? His kids are playing in the background. This is playing in Leaflet's video, and he affectionately calls them little bastards. Like, many parents do. Obviously, this was not meant to demean or hurt their feelings. It was just a playful nickname given to the kids in this clip. But, according to YouTube, this went too far and resulted in a strike for harassment and cyberbullying, which this rule has been used in some very diabolical ways over the years, but in this case, it seems completely.
Bro, I'd get demonetized every other I get a strike every other video because I a little bit of a I'm a little bit of a, not even toothbrush could clean my dirty mouth, that's for sure. That is all I'm saying. Anyways, I'd get demonetized every second. Like, I'd get a strike every second for every video. It's crazy. Yeah, that's just not it. That's just not it. Right? I think, like, that this should be, I think that cyberbullying and harassment need to be, especially harassment, need to be redefined. Calling somebody an idiot once is not cyberbullying or harassment. Only if you do it consistently and you target somebody consistently, right? Because, like, bullying is not just calling somebody a slur and then never doing it again. Bullying is calling somebody a slur every single day of their life. For example, school. That would be cyberbullying. That would be harassment. Or, like, following somebody the entire time. That would be harassment. But I don't think that this falls into that either category. So this is stupid.
Utterly ridiculous. And I believe, personally, this whole thing happened because of AI moderation. That was likely why it was flagged in the first place, and was likely why it was reviewed and given a strike. Because if any human being looked at this, they would know. There's nothing worth striking a channel for, taking down an entire video for. And unfortunately, at the very least, we have some AI moderation issues, but also it could be an overzealous moderator. But someone needs to look at this and fix this issue. And with this situation and the next situation, I will provide a link to this tweet in the description if you guys want to share this post, because that is the best way, unfortunately, to get the attention of YouTube, specifically through their team YouTube account. Because unfortunately, you can't get into contact with anyone at YouTube. You have to go to Twitter and...
Yep. If you don't have Twitter, you are fucked. You have to have Twitter as a YouTuber. You have to. You have to. They don't have an email that you can contact. Their chat in YouTube Studio is also just AI. They can't even tell you what happened to you or how long you've been nuked, right? if you got nuked without a strike, what do you do with that? Yeah, exactly. Nothing.
And tag team YouTube and hope for a response that way. So that is the situation with Leaflet. Let's move on to the situation with Smug Alana, which is a little more complicated.
Smug Alana's boobs getting bigger and bigger, or am I just stupid? Anyways.
But I think a very valid set of complaints and something worth talking about. So, Smug Alana made this post and it got a lot of attention where she says, "Why does at YouTube hate VTubers so much, man? On April 28th, my reach and impressions dropped to 0 overnight and killed all my videos. 0 strikes / warning."
Ironically enough, it almost looks the same. It almost looks the same. It looks the same almost. That's hilarious. It does. It almost looks the same when I look on my YouTube studio, right? I have a spike, and then it's just nyong, right? I have a spike, and then it's just straight down, and it hasn't recovered ever for like the last 30 days. So I wonder where that's coming from. I haven't changed anything.
Was I caught in an AI inauthentic content sweep because I'm a VTuber? Please review and fix this at Team YouTube. And you can see everything.
Apparently, Kitsunero asked the exact same thing, and she was told she was mocked for it. Right? She was mocked for it in an email. So there's that.
It's very consistent, and then right on the 28th, boom, big drop off. And, it's hard to talk about these issues without people basically just saying like, oh, well, you just fell off, right? It's hard to come off like you're not complaining, but these are very real issues, and it requires a lot of nuance, and unfortunately, it's hard to say anything because this is all stuff happening behind the scenes. But what's happening here for someone who consistently uploads, this is not normal. It's not normal to have a big drop off out of nowhere. And as someone who's been uploading daily for about 6 years now, yes, I've experienced weird drop-offs like this.
I experienced my first weird one, when they obviously, I think everyone experienced that to a degree probably, when they have desktop views. I think it was desktop views, yeah.
You can't pinpoint why it's happening, but you know it's happening, right? You don't just have a gigantic drop-off out of nowhere like this. It is not organic, okay? And that's the issue with YouTube, right? You're at their mercy, and things like this happen all the time where there's changes behind the scenes and you're just kind of at the mercy of it. But you can see Team YouTube actually replied. They did not reply yet, at least as of now, to Leaflet's post, but they did reply to this one saying, "We sent you a DM so we could get more details and figure this out together." Okay, that seems somewhat decent, but what exactly are they going to do? Right, this seems like a much deeper issue than whatever's going to be covered in a DM here, but we'll have to wait and see where that goes. But another VTuber, Kitsu.
Yeah, Kitsu is here. Kitsunero. That's also one. Yeah.
Here came out and said, "Actually, same BS for me. My impressions and reach dropped. I am in a 3-day jail. My videos are not getting suggested. And yet, all they did was say it's working as intended and mock me. This has been my life for 2 months now." And you can see this email she sent to YouTube partner support where they say, "Oh, thanks for your response. However, your channel has been fully investigated and it's working as intended. There's no internal team for such requests with a channel's performance. If you are not satisfied with having 2.8 million impressions despite only having 94,000 subs on your channel, yada, yada, yada." That is so passive aggressive and unprofessional. I cannot believe they actually sent this. This was an actual human being responding this time because...
Yeah, because AI is super neutral, right? It'd be a weird if the AI just like, "Huh, you're not satisfied with what you're getting here? Huh? Are you not satisfied?" Yeah, I don't think AI does this. That is a real human being right there. Oh wait, humans are working there.
AI doesn't have that kind of sass in them, but like, this is crazy. This is a crazy thing to say for someone raising complaints about their impressions or engagement randomly falling off seemingly out of nowhere. And with Kitsu and with Smugglana in these situations, and I can speak for myself as well, none of these people are in trouble with YouTube. They're not facing strikes. They're not in any sort of penalty box from YouTube. It's just things are changing without any sort of notice or express reason given to you why it's happening. So you don't even know what to fix if you want to turn things around, even if you do accept that things have...
I'm seeing my dip in subscribers as well, getting them. It's around the same time. Everything happened from me at April 18th. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. And everything I look, right? Even watch hours, right? Look at watch hours. April 18th. Isn't that odd? Maybe I'm schizophrenic, but isn't that weird?
Changed, right? But this set of replies to Kitsu is very funny, back to back. Smugglana says, the gall to type that too. And then Team YouTube says, thanks for the tag. We'll look into this again. Keep you posted. Which we'll see again if that means anything. But you can see this reply. It raises some interesting points, saying, the supposed rumor is that there is an automated scoring system for a YouTube channel where once it crosses a threshold for a hidden spam or dangerous content score, the channel becomes siloed to a smaller and smaller group of viewers. Happens to a lot of channels before it gets hit with demonetization or channel ban. And Smugglana says, yeah, I heard about that too. Even if you get no warnings or community strikes, the content inside can get flagged as inappropriate and gets nuked. Again, it's very hard to talk about these things because it's a bit of a tinfoil hat conspiracy. We don't know any of this for sure, but again, as someone who's been uploading daily for 6 years, like, I know that there's weird stuff that happens. And the way I kind of describe...
Yeah, that's why you have no other choice but you can't put all your eggs in a single basket, because these fucks are they just don't care about us. They just don't care about creators at all, right? They're preparing for the Hollywood takeover and all that garbage. It's like, eh. And I've seen people out there cope and be like, I want Susan back, and I'm like, she's not any better. She's not any... Would this been happening? I don't know. Can't tell, because the other dude is so AI focused, right? I don't know if Susan would be. But, yeah. We need a new CEO.
Being a YouTuber, especially over the course of time, and especially if you're someone who covers anything controversial whatsoever. Like, if you're not like a family-friendly channel, it's gonna probably happen to you one way or another over time. It's basically like you're flying a plane, and over the course of time...
Already happened. That already happened. That did already happen to me. If you know, you know.
Every couple of months, something stops working, right? Like, the call attendant button stops working, or, you know, one of the engines stops working, and you just keep trying to figure out how to keep the thing moving. And that's kind of like YouTube, right? Where it's like over time, certain things just stop working the way they're supposed to, like notifications stop working for your subscribers. Or I can even report from people telling me being forcibly unsubscribed from channels, like my own, for example, or people not being able to find certain videos, or if you do that restricted mode, right, where some videos just don't even show up at all.
I had an issue. I want to see if that issue is still up, right? I want to see if that issue is still up. Let's type in leaflet on YouTube, right? Now her channel shows up when I type it in. I don't know what it was, but for quite some time, I had an issue where if I searched up Leaflet's channel, I would not be able to find it. I wonder why.
Under certain circumstances on your channel. There's a lot of very weird stuff that happens behind the scenes, and you're just constantly having to evolve, but ultimately the reach gets tighter and tighter and tighter over time because YouTube wants to make way for more reliable sources of income, mainly Hollywood, the entertainment industry, celebrities, all that stuff. They want to be the next big streaming service, the next version of TV. That's their focus. Everyone else is expendable. And the interesting thing is, well, other people have shared the experience, basically saying on the third day of a video being live, that's when all of a sudden the reach comes in, which is pretty debilitating for a video, right? Your first 3 days getting no reach, and all of a sudden then it expands. But you know, I know many people who could probably do the inverse of this, where they get all of their reach in the first 3 days and then it just flatlines, and that kind of is across the board. But Smugalana raises a good set of questions here, saying, I would love to have a data analysis of a bunch of YouTubers of varying sizes to show how many experience this, and break it down by VTuber versus non-VTuber to show if there's a correlation or not, because I know that non-VTubers experience this as well. Yeah, I think this is more of an across-the-board thing, but I think VTubers are always the first on the chopping block and the least cared about demographic.
You know why I think that's the case? Because of the models. And yeah, because of the models. So here's my theory. The reason why user VTuber get flagged easier by AI is because the AI doesn't have nothing to go by, right? The AI has nothing to go by. Because there's no real human involved, right? So they can't check is that a real, the AI won't be able to check if that is a real human because they can't see a real human. So that's why you get flagged first. That is my theory, and I think it makes sense because a lot of AI stuff also first of all uses anime aesthetic, makes sense, right? But also use some AI channels use models with the AI or PNGs or something, right? You get the idea.
Among YouTubers, I mean, that's true on YouTube, that's true on Twitch, in a lot of places, but I think that would be a very interesting thing for someone to aggregate and to look through the data of many different content creators, both VTubers and non-VTubers alike, to see if there's any sort of a, well, pattern of behavior, something to look at here that maybe people could learn from, or at least bring to YouTube and say, hey, what's going on here? This looks weird. Are you going to do something to fix this? Are you going to be more transparent about this? Ultimately, YouTube has really been dropping the ball recently, and there's more and more noise, and as they switch over to
Ever since that other dude just took over, I swear to God, ever since then, guys, ever since then, the other dude took over, it just got bad and worse. It just gets worse, actually.
AI moderation more and more and commit to more of it, I think we're going to see a lot more of this stuff happening. And it's up to people, especially content creators, to say something about this. And again, I'll put a link to Smugalana's main post and leaflets in the description if you guys want to share those around and interact with them and hopefully get more attention from YouTube and maybe get some sort of a fix for all of this. I hope so, but that's the least I can do. But for now, that's really the situation. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, drop a sub, consider putting on those notifications to see if they work in the first place here. I upload daily and stream multiple times a week if you enjoy that sort of thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
Yep, that's the end of the video, and yeah, it's probably going to get worse, honestly. It always gets worse. Nothing ever gets better. That's the take I have. Nothing ever gets better. So we have YouTube targeting all channels at this point, right? They don't care. They don't care. The AI hits everyone. And yeah. The most you can legit do is to combat it is just like call them out and support your creators, right? Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I too upload daily. And I too stream daily. I in fact stream daily. Unless there's something going wrong, like internet being bad or me getting sick. But like aside from that, I too stream every single day. Every single day. 6 hours. I'm here. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.